Hello everybody and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are doing a Forza Horizon 5 predictions and discussion video, and the video title, as you have seen from the title and thumbnail, is 10 things to improve in Forza Horizon 5 and upcoming Forza Horizon / motorsport games. Other content creators like AL12 Gaming and Arava, people like that, have also done videos like this, but I thought that everybody's individual opinion is themselves, and I think that I should discuss what I think should change in the Forza Horizon 5 game and what things could be improved. And as usual, before I get this video started, please subscribe if you have not already. We are on 27 subscribers at the moment, and as I say for almost every one of my videos, all of my videos are unedited, so there will be stutters and stammering, but that brings more realism to the videos that I produce, but that also means that I might not get as many views as other people. So let's begin with the 10 things for Forza Horizon 5. As you can see, I have them noted down on my phone here, so I'll be looking at them and discussing them with you guys. And leave a comment down below what you think should be improved in Forza and whether you agree with the points that I've made. So let us begin. So I'm going to start with multiplayer, so Horizon Open and online lobbies. And number one, we have better ranked online lobbies. So now, in Forza Horizon 5, you load into Horizon Open or Horizon Drifting, whatever you want to do, and you will come up against people with different types of levels. So in my experience, I am level 120 or something, and I will come up against people that are like level 400 Prestige, level 5, which are people who play it day in, day out for their own entertainment. And obviously this doesn't really level the playing field for other people who may not be at a similar level to me and may just be starting out their Forza Horizon 5 things and want to experiment what it's like to play online. So, and I feel like the lobbies are too broad at the moment, and they need to have a FIFA Division Rivals type approach to Forza. So everyone starts off in like a Div 10, and then when you get to a certain level, you progress up and progress up and progress up. So that means that you will still be playing against people at a similar level to you, which makes the races more competitive and a lot more fun for everybody involved. And it also allows people who have a lower racing ability to have fun as well, instead of rage quitting every time they get into a lobby that's too experienced for them. The second one is loading into the lobbies themselves, because sometimes when I go into a lobby myself, on the top of the screen, it will say an event is ready to start, and everybody else in the lobby apart from me has loaded into that race, and for some reason my game hasn't loaded me into the same race that we are taking part in. And this means that I am behind on points, and I'm already a race behind, which means I have to catch up. We have to catch up on the race we've missed and try and get as much points as we can, so that we don't so that we aren't denied the advantage that the other people have gotten going into that race. So I think that's a patch that Forza need to fix for the online lobbies to work as smoothly as they want them to. And number 3 is the Eliminator, which, for those of you who don't know or are new to Forza, the Eliminator is an online game where it's sort of like a battle royale type PUBG type game, where you're in a car, there's 52 players, and you have to race against people to a certain checkpoint, and then you upgrade the car to the next level, and then the final 5 drivers race to a checkpoint and they win the Eliminator. AR12 Gaming, shout out to him, he pointed this out in his video, and he said about Eliminator duos. So you play online with your friends, and you can work with them as a team, or you can play against them. Because at the moment, I think the Eliminator is only like single player, and you can't play, even though it's an online thing, you can't play online with your friends. So that's another thing that I think for future Horizon games, the developers should really enhance that and focus on getting that into the game as well. Number 4 is the circuits in the online racing series need to be more varied, because there are, for every racing series, cross-country, rally racing, etc., there are about 50 circuits or so for each section of the racing. But whenever I go into one of those things of the series of the races, I always seem to come up against like the same 4 races every time, and it's great because it means you get experience and get better at the racetracks themselves. But it means that when you come up against tracks that you are not experienced with, obviously you'll make mistakes and it's not as fun for everybody else, and it can get a bit boring. So we need a bit more variation in the race circuits. And then the final thing for online is the tiebreak. It is a tiebreaker. So in an online lobby, sometimes at the end of a race series, 2 people can end up on the same points. So for those 2 people, or for everybody involved, there should be a tiebreaker, but you only get points if you finish in the top 2, because then that means that if people end up on a tiebreaker, they may want to find out if they are better than the other person. So they really should have something like that put into the game, so that people can sort out their differences instead of having to accept finishing on the same points. And an idea that I had is that the tiebreakers in Forza should be the big races that are in the game. So obviously you've got the marathon for the street racing, you've got the Titan for cross country, the Colossus and the Goliath for road racing, and then you've got the Gauntlet for the rally racing. So you've got the huge races that go across the track, and I think that should be used as the tiebreaker events. For the Forza tiebreakers. The next 5 is about Horizon Solo and the game itself. Number 1 is something that bothers me a lot, actually, which is we should have more affordable car brands, and car brands that people use every day. I know it's the ultimate driving experience, and it's a game that's, you have all the supercars and all the hypercars and stuff, but for people who want to be more realistic in the game and want to own their actual cars that they have in real life, why don't they add more car manufacturers in? Obviously I know there's licensing involved, but like for example, my family car is a Dacia. Why isn't Dacia in the game? Why isn't Seat in the game? Stuff like that. They need to add more car manufacturers, and then also bring car manufacturers that should be in the game. I've listed some here on my phone. For example, Rolls-Royce, Tesla, Seat, Fiat, Lancia, and loads more. Why isn't Lancia in the game? Lancia is a classic and really well heritaged car brand, and that isn't in the game. It was in previous Forza games, but for some reason it's not in this one. Just something to think about there, because it would be really, really cool. The second one for the Horizon Solo is removing Forza Aero. I cannot stress enough how ugly Forza Aero looks. Yes, it might be good for your car to get round the corners and have more handling, but Forza Aero it's so ugly. I can't even get my words out. It's so ugly. And just because Forza, the developers, they put wide body kits and different brands of spoilers and front splitters for all the Japanese cars, because obviously they're JDM and they want to look really, really good as like customization. But why not add splitters and spoilers, those types of brands for other cars as well? They have the programming in the game. They just have to implement it for the other cars in the game. And then siding off from that, they should also broaden the customization. So at the moment we have the different tyre compounds. We've got street tyres, sport tyres, semi-slick, proper slicks, rally, snow, etc. But why not add in different brands of tyres? So you have an extra sort of thing where you've got the tyre rim size and you've got the different types of rims. But why not add brands of tyres? So why can't we have Michelin tyres and Pirelli tyres and stuff like that that you can actually put? So you have a Michelin tyre on your car. It will just be a lot more interesting. And I'd love to see what people would come up with if that was allowed into the game. And also different exhausts. Why can't we? Yes, already we have the engine upgrades where we can change the sound of the exhaust on the car, which is really, really good, and I really love that thing in the game. But then why can't we add a quad exhaust to a Fiat Punto? Or why can't we add a quad exhaust to a Ford Fiesta? I just love to have that little thing so people can make them as ricey and as jacked as they possibly can. It would just broaden the customization options that we have, and I think that would be a good additional thing to Forza, and it would bring in more players, because in Gran Turismo it could bring the Gran Turismo players to Forza, because in Gran Turismo there's hundreds and hundreds of more different combinations of customization in that game, and if they can just implement the things that Gran Turismo do into Forza, I think more and more players will come into the game, which is what they want for marketing purposes and everything like that. Number 3 is the upcoming Forza Horizon locations and where I think they should base Forza next. So the 5 Forza Horizon locations so far has been Forza Horizon 1 has been Arizona in USA. Horizon 2 was sort of Europe, so Italy, Spain and France. Horizon 3 was Australia. Horizon 4 was the UK and specifically Scotland. And then now Horizon 5 is Mexico. I think what most Forza Horizon 5 fans want is a Horizon in Mexico, in Japan. Because obviously Japan have a lot of really good car culture there. That they've got GDM. They could add in a Fast and Furious like DLC pack, the Tokyo Drift expansion pack, and obviously Forza Horizon 5 is sold Forza Horizon games are sold worldwide, so I think that would bring in the Japanese fans and the car culture that they have there. And so I think Japan is a good location for Forza. Another 2 locations I've thought of is have another UK expansion, but maybe base it in London and villages around London so that we could drive into our hometowns and stuff. It'd be really, really cool. And then also maybe Monaco. Maybe have a Horizon in Monaco or Singapore, something like that. Different locations, and all the street races could be at night. And maybe you could implement the Singapore Grand Prix track into the game, because obviously the Singapore Grand Prix is a street circuit. It's made up of the roads that make up some of the Singapore streets and towns, and so I think it'd be really easy to implement it, and that would give the event lab people who use the event lab more curiosity to expand their track customization, and they could make different variants of the Singapore Grand Prix track if they decided to make it in Singapore. Number 4 is possible future expansions. So in most Forza Horizon games, there are usually 2 expansions. There's a branded expansion, either Lego, Hot Wheels, etc., and then there's a weather expansion. I talked about this on a TikTok I did a couple of months ago, which was I predicted the expansion for the upcoming Forza Horizon 5. And so we had the the Hot Wheels expansion first, and it's usually the other way around, but this time we had the Hot Wheels expansion first. And now that means we have a weather expansion coming up next. And I think that it will be something extreme weathery, and I'm hoping, as it's in Mexico, I'm predicting that they'll do a Baja type expansion where they bring in all of the different Baja trucks and buggies and stuff, and then there'll be like a Horizon story in there where you complete the Dakar rally and Baja rallies and stuff like that. And I think it would encourage players to play the Horizon stories and get the rewards and stuff, and I think that would be quite an interesting expansion to do. And obviously if they do an upcoming Forza game in Japan. Obviously, you can bring in the Fuji hill climb and do hill climb events and do a Horizon story for that, and it'll just be really, really interesting. And finally, before I end this video off, I want to talk a little bit about Forza Motorsport 8, the upcoming Forza game. AR12 Gaming, I'll put a link to his channel in the description box below, as well as the Forza pages and where you can read about the expansions as well. Forza Motorsport 8, they haven't expressed a proper time when the expansion will come out, but they said sort of late 2023. So I'm sort of predicting sort of August, September time of 2023, and it's only going to be coming out for the Xbox Series X. So for people who don't have the next gen consoles, unfortunately you guys won't be able to play, which is quite sad. But for those of you who have the Xbox Series X, it'll be a really, really cool thing because the graphics will be better. Apparently the physics are better, and there is over 600 cars and customization that you can do to all of your cars, which I think will broaden the fan base and bring more people in. As I said before, the Gran Turismo fans might come in and play this game as well, just to see the customization options. And Forza Motorsport 8, they've released some new tracks into the game, but I also really hope that they haven't ditched the Top Gear test track, as I really loved going around and doing like my nerdy commentary and stuff, watching myself go around the Top Gear test track. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I also hope they bring in some Formula 1 cars into Forza Motorsport as well. And yeah, that's where I'll leave it today, guys. And thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and comment what things you thought was good for Forza, and any ideas that you have to improve the Forza Horizon 5 game and upcoming Forza games. And as I said, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.